covered in bugs right now. Go! Mainly though, what I wanted to focus on today is the disadvantages that the Camaro had compared to this car. And I don't want it to come across as I hate Chevy or whatever, because that's not where I'm trying to go. I'm not saying that any brand is superior to the other. I just think that each brand has their pros and cons. I've had a lot of Chevy cars. In fact, about 80% of all the cars that I've owned have been Chevys. Of all the Chevy vehicles that I've had, that Camaro seriously was the worst, and possibly one of the worst vehicles that I personally have ever had to own. I was honestly really unhappy with the entire quality of that car. Nothing on it really impressed me. So I wanted to do a comparison between this car and that car, and I do know that this car is a lot newer, so it's obviously going to have a lot more features, but that is seriously one of the things that I like most about this car is launch control. There's an acceleration timer, so you can see your quarter-mile time, your 0 to 60 time. You can do your brake performance timing. There's a thing called line lock. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. If you don't know too much about it, seriously, go do some research on it. It's amazing. So it's not really like this car is a premium package and I'm comparing it to the base model Camaro, because that's not the case. They were both the top of the line cars during their time. The Camaro had a 2-piece drive shaft, as does this car, which is funny. But for some reason, under about 500 horsepower, every drivetrain part on that Camaro completely detonated. I lost 2 drive shafts during the small little few month period that I owned the car. And what most of you guys are gonna say, and I agree with, I do beat on my cars. I drive them like sports cars. That's what they're built for, in my opinion. I don't know why you would have a car with that amount of power and capability and not use it to its full potential. And if you're not gonna use it to its full potential, then sell it and go buy a Miata, or sell it to somebody that's actually gonna use it, because it's honestly just a waste of a car. This car is miles, I mean leagues above the Camaro as far as comfort goes. The seats are heated, they have AC. It's also really nice to be able to get up to speed in this car and not hear clunking and different random noises going on around the car. I had the car for about probably 5 or 6 months, and in that time I guarantee that I maybe had the car completely fixed and drivable for about 3 weeks, and it wasn't like a consecutive 3 weeks. It was here and there. I had it for a week running here, or 5 days here, stuff like that. But seriously, in the amount of months that I've had it, I maybe had it for 3 weeks to a month, and that is it. Because honestly, everything on that car stayed broken. I love a lot of Chevy's cars. Like I said, I had a Corvette, I've had Chevy trucks, I've loved all of them. Another thing that I want to mention too is I had a video from way back whenever I first got the Camaro, and I made basically like a video on the things that I disliked about the Camaro. For instance, one of the major things was the cup holders in the Camaro were seriously positioned right where your arm had to be to shift, whereas in this car, if you can see, I can easily shift and have cups in the cup holder. Another major thing that this car has that the Camaro really sucked on is, if you look right here, the visors actually are long enough to block the sun. I can't even get over how aggravating that was in the Camaro. And they're like a 2-inch little strip. What in the hell is that supposed to block? So it's really good to have actual working visors now. Now also, if you notice, I'm in first gear and I'm just idling. The car is basically just carrying itself. In the Camaro, because of the cam obviously, it would seriously buck you like a Bronco anytime that you let that car idle without giving gas. That also leads me to another thing that I really like about this car, is that it's dual overhead cam. It's a newer technology motor. A lot of you guys are familiar with it. They make power so easy. This car has a 5.0 in it, which is a lot smaller displacement than a 6.2, but makes hordes more power. This car also is a lot lighter, so with the combination of a more efficient motor making more power and a lighter car, it's a lot faster, but still maintains amazing gas mileage, whereas the Camaro got roughly like 13 miles per gallon. So this car has been treating me extremely well. I've only had this car for maybe 2 weeks, and I've honestly loved driving it so much that I've put 1,451 miles on it. I just wanted to clear up my thoughts on the Camaro after I sold it now, and my thoughts on this car. As for today's video, I guess that's going to be a wrap. This is the only downside about having a manual, is traffic. Traffic seriously sucks in a manual. And as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop this video a like if you want to see more stuff like this. And honestly, I like hearing you guys' thoughts on stuff that I talk about, so make sure you guys drop a comment and let me know what you think about this video. Until next video.